Fire is not allowed to go off on the altar, but if your marriage is going to last long, fire must also not go out in the bedroom. We want you to pray, but we want you to play. Because when I hear women complaining, the way it's disturbing me, is it food? Yes, ma, it's food. I said I should just tell you, in case you are not aware, it's food. I don't know why my husband is always disturbing me every time, sex. Okay, so who should he disturb, ma? I just said I should ask you, in case you have information we are not all aware of. Last time I checked, you are the sole distributor, legal distributor. Men, am I preaching or am I not preaching? Oh, Pastor Sam, you don't understand. I have a headache. We don't need your head, ma. Just lie down right there. We'll do it. If the bed is not shaking, your marriage will shake. So you have to make sure the bed is shaking if you want that marriage to last long.
I find that video absolutely triggering, but I'm not going to focus on my triggers because I think it's important for us to take time and look at all these things that she's saying to find out why it should be triggering to you in case you are not triggered by it and you actually think that this makes absolute sense. Now, the first thing she said that I'm going to address is she says that fire must not go out on your altar and in the bedroom. I understand that as Christians, we are called to pray without ceasing, to have a strong relationship with God. There is a place for that. Talking about the need for intimacy, like physical intimacy. Yes, there's a place for that in the relationship, but in the same way that prayer is not all about shaking head and making everybody see that you're praying. In the same way, intimacy is not just all about sex. Intimacy has to do with vulnerability. It has to do with being there for the other. So at the end of it all, there are many people that morning, afternoon, night, they have all those things. The intimacy, they're always rolling on the bed. Some of them have had 5, 6, 8, 10 children. But does it mean that they have a close relationship? There are people that have multiple children, but they are not close. There are people that have sex every day and they actually, enjoy having that relationship among themselves, but they are not close. They cannot confide in each other. The problem with what she's saying in that is there is a continuum. One side is prayer, one side is sex. Nobody is talking about what's happening in between. We don't get married because we are looking for a prayer partner. We don't get married just because you are looking for an sex partner. There is a lot of things that goes on in life that makes us to need a partner. Bible says that one will chase 1,000, two shall chase 10,000. So there is purpose in between. But even in between purpose, there are day-to-day, tasks that need to be done. Children need to be taken care of. There are careers. There's cooking to be done. There's cleaning to be done. So if people focus on the two extremes, prayer and play, and nobody is talking about what is it that is going on in the middle that makes women that have been conditioned to be romantic. We read romantic novels, we watch romance movies, but suddenly we get into marriage and suddenly we're like, I'm having a headache, I'm having a backache. Nobody is talking about what is it that the man can do to make it easier for the woman, or to even make what it is that she already wants easier for her to actually do. Nobody is talking about that. So in the end, what she's saying puts the blame on the woman. So at the end of it all, what she's saying is, woman, I don't care about anything you have to say. These are the things you need to focus on. Make sure that the man is satisfied. Even if he's not looking at the things that go on in between, make sure he's satisfied. Next thing she said that is not true is that sex is food. It is not food, because food is basically what sustains life. And so if you don't have it, you're going to be unalived. So does it mean that if a man does not have sex for 1 day, for 10 days, for 1 year, that they will be unalived? So if that is the case, why are they not encouraging women that we should, we should be celibate, save yourself for your husband? Are we not going to all be unalived before we even get to that marriage place? So if sex was a basic sustenance, just like food, just like water, then it means that immediately children come out from the womb, the first thing they're going to do is look for sex. As you are going every day, every child must always have it. But if it is not that, then it is not food. And if you as a man, even if you are a Christian, that you kept yourself celibate, you kept yourself all these years, and then you get into relationship and suddenly you in fact, I don't care. This is my food. I cannot control myself again. That does not make sense. Now, even food itself that sustains life, God said, man shall not live by bread alone or by food alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. So at the end of it all, even food itself, even though it is important, God says it should not be your do or be all. It should not control you in the same way that sex should not control you if it was food. But now it's not even food. So what are we talking about? Are we trying to teach men to be, lack self-control? Another thing I want to bring out is this. When God created Adam, if sex was food, he would have created it He would have created Eve first, so that immediately Adam comes, he will have it. If not, it's going to pass away. But Adam was created before Eve, and he stayed for a while. We don't know how many years it took him naming the animals before Eve came on the scene. But then, funny enough, also when Eve came, immediately Adam saw her, and Bible didn't record. And Adam knew his wife, because that's what the Bible always records when a couple meet each other for the first time, or when they have intimacy. Bible say, and the man knew his wife. Where we saw that was right after the fall, when humans don't have any more self-control like that. That's when immediately after the fall, the first thing Adam was like, oh, come on, let's go to the other room. But when he saw her, he was just more interested in who she was as a person. He was not objectifying her. He was like, you're the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. You shall be called woman, and all that. So why is it that he didn't jump on top of her and start having sex? So what are we talking about? Next thing I want to bring out is this, saying that sex is food. Someone like Joseph in the Bible, the husband of Mary, the mother of Jesus. Bible says that after God told him, you have to stay with this woman. Oh, this her pregnancy is of divine nature. Bible says he willingly chose. God didn't tell him, don't touch her, oh, but he decided to keep himself. You know that women that are pregnant, a lot of people find them, they are so fresh, they're attractive, they're pretty, right? Bible says that he decided not to touch her. He didn't touch her until after she put to bed. If sex was food, wouldn't he have died? He was entitled to her. Angel didn't say don't touch her, but he was able to be self-controlled. So what are we talking about? Next thing she also said is this, that you are the sole distributor as a woman. Yes, there's a place. Bible says that the bed should be undefiled, so it should be between both parties. But at the same time, there's still a place for consent, right? Even our God, our creator, the owner of everything about us, who can give us life today, when he came to Mary to say, oh, I need a womb to carry the savior, he didn't force her and say, lie down there, let's do it. No, he asked for her consent. Is it okay for me to implant something in your womb, to implant the savior in your womb? And she asked, how shall this be? And then she gave her consent. So, but saying that, okay, you're the sole distributor, where else do you want him to go? She's basically encouraging and promoting marital rape. It is what it is, right? And that is why she now says, lie down there and open your leg. Even if the woman is saying, I'm having a headache, are we using your head to do it? We're not using your head. Men, am I communicating? Am I not saying the truth? That is absolute balderdash. Now, saying that men, even asking the men to affirm, it's not about what the men feel. It's not about what we women feel. It's about what is supposed to be the original order. So if you want intimacy, what leads to intimacy should be friendship. From friendship and mutual affection and attraction, then it leads to that. But if you really care about somebody and the person says, I have a headache or I'm stressed, you're not going to be saying, I don't care, I want it now. So saying that if the bed is not shaking, your marriage will shake, it's just basic nursery rhymes. And it assumes that every single marriage that broke down is because the bed was not shaking. That's not the truth. That is not the truth. It's time we start questioning all these things. Please, please, dear women, if this does not trigger you, then understand that you have a lot of misogynistic, patriarchal conditioning that you need to detox from. You need to detox from it. Because what is this?